It was interesting because in the past, every time I mention on Twitter and Facebook that I'm going to be on Current, it's 100% positive response, Lewis. But last night, a lot of people, well, actually not a lot. Let's correct that. A handful of people responded angrily that they will still support this show, but they will no longer follow me or support me on Current TV when I appear on the Young Turks because of the Keith Olbermann situation. And saying, I had no idea that there was this controversy over the Keith Olbermann firing at Current TV, that it was anything other than Keith Olbermann being kind of a diva, because if we look at his history, he's been fired from just about every TV job that he's had, has he not? And we see this consistent story that he is very, very difficult to work with, but apparently some people really thinking that this is a political firing, that Current TV doesn't want Keith Olbermann expressing his views. I'm not rejecting it out of hand, I just see no evidence of that.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, did they come out with a statement as to why they fired him?
The statement I read from the president of programming, I think it was, and Al Gore,
Vague.
It was somewhat vague, and it just said that right now Keith Olbermann did not represent the channel's best interest moving forward, or something like that as far as programming. I mean, the stories are consistent from one channel to another, including things like Keith Olbermann won't talk to anyone on his staff other than one producer at the meetings. He will just meet with one producer. He didn't want to participate in the joint Super Tuesday coverage with the Young Turks and Jennifer Granholm. He wanted to either do his own show or not participate at all. He didn't want to have to talk to his limo driver and kept insisting on changing limo drivers because of different problems with them. He didn't even want to sign off on the limo ride so that Current would pay for it. He didn't have to pay for it. He didn't even want to sign off on it. All anecdotal stories, but it's really the same trend from one channel to another. I'm honestly saying I was very taken aback that people are angry at Current with the Keith Olbermann firing, as if it's something out of the ordinary or blocking his political opinions.
Well, I mean, if these people are just fans of Current TV and not necessarily the other...
Of Keith Olbermann, you mean?
No, of Current, and of having him on Current, and did not pay attention to his other jobs.
Oh, I see.
I mean, I can see why they might be upset, but there's a trend and that shouldn't be dismissed. I mean,
exactly.
Clearly,
so I was very surprised at the messages I was getting.
Right.
But overall, people still support it. Feel free to check that out on our Facebook page or wherever else.